Hello viewers, welcome to Thursday night racing at eSeniors GT3 Championship. Today we are racing the Porsche GT Cup at Brands Hatch. Joined halfway through qualifying here, or towards the qualifying actually, only 15 minutes qualifying this week, and there's been a couple of good times. Shane Pollitt, Derek Bird and Bywater are the front three. We'll be jumping straight into the race as soon as it starts, and we'll go through the action live as it happens. If you're watching, you want to say a hello, or you want me to say a hello and a shout out, please feel free to do so, and I'll accommodate wherever possible. We're just waiting for the last few drivers to finish the few laps here, and then we can jump straight into the action. Evening Melvin, hope you're okay. Sit back and enjoy the ride. 24 cars on track. I believe everybody is racing. Okay, I can't drive yet because it's still in a session. For some reason it's not going to let me drive. There we go. Okay, good old bug in the game. Back. So, quicker scour down the grid. In pole, we have Shane Pollitt. Position 2, we have Derek Bird. Then Neil Bywater and Jonathan Wood. Giovanni Nefosi is in 5th. Andreas Pettersson in 6th. Terry Howard, 7th. Carl Van Brabant, 8th. Terry Trowbridge in 9th. Andrew Ambro in 10th. Jeremy Arabas in 11th. PJ Vitala in 12th, Merce Parnov in 13th, Steve Justice in 14th, Bruce Hopkins in 15th, Trish Simpson in 16th, Peter Miles in 17th, Mike Dearlove 18th, Mark Wyman 19th, Uwe Follen 20th, Anis Naritis 21, Thierry Ars 22, Manuel Souza 23, and Willie Owens at the back is 24th. So sit back, enjoy the ride. I'll start the action a little bit down the front just in case there's any early on incidents. I'll keep it in this view for a little bit, and I'll step towards the back a little bit as the race unfolds. Enjoy yourselves, and off we go. Off we go, starting the roll, and we'll get themselves moving. And at this point, they're currently on clearways, and I'll head down towards the Clark curve. This will take them onto the Brabham start and finish straight. See a couple of cars getting a bit close to each other there. Everyone vying for position. And it's lights out and away we go. So you can see there, Shane got a really good start. Everyone looks like they're behaving in the first corner, midfield, towards the back. Everything's still looking good. Yeah, looks like everyone's made it through there. And the people at the front will now start attacking, as is always the case. And we'll see if we get any early incidents. Someone's going slow towards the back, but I presume it's no incident. Just a corner. A couple of cars going off track there. Jonathan Wood took a couple of the poles out with him as well as he went round the corner. Corner's quite a difficult one to get. Get the angle right and get the drive on the way out. Okay, we get Carlo quite close to Andreas. And in front of them we've got Jonathan quite close to Neil Bywater. And you can see Jonathan's going for the cut straight away there. Looks like he's had to put the anchors on to stop himself from overrunning. Obviously the tyres aren't going to be up to scratch yet, so people being quite excessive early on. There's the potential of going off track as a result of the tyres just not gripping. And obviously the brakes aren't necessarily up to speed either. You should always spend the first lap getting yourself sorted. Obviously quite a 4 cars, 5 cars here, quite bunched up. And then just a little behind that, you've got a few more. There's quite a bit going on. There's been an accident already, so let's just go back to that one. That was car 63. If I can find car 63. That was Defosi. So let's see if we can go back. If it let me go back 30 seconds on Defosi. I think I must have missed it. I'll try my best. No, I think I've missed the Nefosi one. Once the replay started, I can't stop it, so we'll just have to stick with what we've got at the moment. Oh, maybe that was it then, that little bit of a spin out. Nefosi's dropped down into 20th now, so something definitely went wrong there for him. It did cause me a bit of a problem there. There was definitely contact with another car. Him and 71 come together. 71 is Jonathan Wood. I did say Jonathan Wood was a bit aggressive. And you can see there, it looks like Nefosi's gone off again there. He's hit the barrier, probably received some damage, and may have to retire to the pit and get some work done. As you can see, he's not really moving there, so that doesn't bode well for the state of play with the car there. Let's just jump back to the front to see where the action is. Still got Neil closing in on Derek here. So there's be quite a bit of action. Looks like Nefosi's got himself going again. I know there's 2 cars in the pits now. I know there's only 1 car in the pit. Mark Wyman is in the pits at the moment. Don't know if he's had a difficulty. I've not seen any further incidents coming up. Possibly not. Well, this is where the action is at the moment. And there's a bit further action, a bit further back. But obviously we've got the extremely quick drivers at the front here, vying for position. Couple of shout outs. Good evening, Kai. Hope you're well. Good evening, Dave. Don't worry if you can't race, obviously, if you're not well. Perfectly good excuse. Got Nikos in sunny Greece. I hope it's sunny. We've had a bit of sun today. Evening, Eric. Hope you're well. And evening, Dave. Sim Elite Racing. Sim Racing Elite, should I say. So gaps are starting to appear now, and there's a huge gap between them guys and the guys in front. So this is where the action seems to be at the moment, which is Andreas, Jonathan and Carlo. So what we'll do is we'll see how things are looking. You can see actually there's a few cars vying for position here. We've got Terry and the 2 Terrys, Howard and Trowbridge as well. They're keeping Carlo company. And a little bit further down from that, we've got Andrew Ambro, who's just falling back a little bit. So there's definitely going to be some action here, I should imagine. I'll keep an eye out for incidents. See there, looked like Carlo was going to drive down the inside a little bit, but Andreas rightly had the door closed and wasn't going to let him past. We've had a stop and go penalty. Naritis has been given a stop and go penalty. I should imagine he's going to go into the pits at some point and serve his penalty. Yep, he's now into the pits and he's serving his penalty. Okay. See there, Carlo's very good under brakes there. There has been another That's the penalty that's come through. Okay, so there's been a penalty there, as I said. No other incidents at the moment. I've currently got 3 screens open trying to keep track of everything. Got so much going on. It's I've got my head going everywhere at the moment. It could be VR and just turn my head to get the different views. I'm just going to step a couple of cars back to Terry, because Terry's getting a bit of pressure from Terry Trowbridge there. The 2 Terrys having a good go. You can see the stream of cars in front of them here now. Problem is with this track, there's only 1 or 2 passing points, and that's only if the person in front makes a mistake. So it is quite difficult to pass somebody. You just need someone not to get a drive out of a corner, and hope that you get alongside them and gain track position. See, Andreas got a little bit loose there, then going into the corner, but he's managed to hold it. This is quite a difficult straight to pass on as well, unless you had a really good drive. You find it's quite difficult to get anywhere attacking on this bit of straight. You see there, Terry's getting really close to Carlo. But I can't help thinking, is this chain now being held up because of Jonathan at front? He's like the cork in the bottle, and if something happens to Jonathan, do they all just go? Okay, car 18's got a bit of a problem. Back going again, car 18. Oh, there you go. I don't know who that was. That was Peter Miles, I think, who's just gone off there. Jump back to the front again. Looks like Andreas got a good drive there. Still can't get past, as you can see. He's really working it out where we can go and attack Jonathan here. Definitely something's going to kick off here in a minute, I feel. Look at that. Big chain of cars. Andreas just got a bit wide there, but he's managed to keep the drive going on the car. Peter Miles has gone off again. And he's off again currently and got himself going. It looks like he's spun in a corner. And he's looks like he's trying to rejoin the track. No incidents, so he's not hit anything. It just looks like he's spun out a little bit at Surtees. He's going back up Pilgrim's Drop now. So definitely got himself going again. Looks like Terry Trowbridge is getting quite close to Terry Howard there as well. So there's a bit of action at the front of this group and at the rear of this group. And you can see the 3 cars in front have really pulled away. They've now got a gap behind them. So they've got a bit of respite there, just fighting amongst themselves. See, it definitely looks like Andreas has definitely got the quicker option available to him. But, catching someone and passing them is something else. You can see he's just putting his nose out a little bit there, just to make Carlo aware. Jonathan aware that he's there. And unfortunately, Andreas pushed it a little bit too much and has gone wide a little bit there, which now means we've got the 2 blue Porsches, which is Jonathan and Carlo, now vying for position. That cork's still not been released. You see the turning on Carlo's car then was much more aggressive, managed to turn in much steeper and sharper, but keep the power down as well. But you can still see there's not much going on there in relation to people passing. Don't seem to be much going on the track at all. I'm just going to go down the back a little bit. I'll jump back to this if it looks like it's going to be a pass. Just we've got Merce catching Jeremy here. Merce is another quick driver. I mean, Jeremy's quick, but I've seen Merce running towards the front quite a lot. I should imagine he's going to get the bit between his teeth here and go for it. He was just saying before that they've got terrible thunderstorms over there, so hopefully it doesn't take his internet out and causes a disconnect. I think that's in Macedonia. Well, they've obviously got some severe weather over there at the moment. Still no incidents, everything's looking relatively clean. We have a car, looks like it's spun off, car 32. which is Manuel Sousa. He's looks like he's just spun off before the Brabham Straight. He's got going again now. He's just coming over the start-finish line. But other than that, it's everyone seems to be well behaved. And even this one, Jeremy seems to be pulling out a little bit. I'm going to jump back to the group of cars we were with before. As you can see now, we've got a bit of movement going on. It looks like at least Carlo and Terry have managed to pass Jonathan. So is this the cork? You see Terry Trowbridge is now there, although as you can see Jonathan was going to go for the dive there. And Andrew Ambrose joined the party now as well, and Vitala and Justice are just behind them. You can see Terry's managed to take Jonathan. I don't know if Jonathan's had a bit of a off and his tyres have just burnt a little bit, but he seems to be losing a lot of places quite quickly here. And it wouldn't surprise me if Andreas is going to get him as well. There's a bit more drive with Andreas at the back there, and it looks like Andrew Ambrose coming into play with Steve Justice and Vitala just at the back of this group. Car 15 spun off, which is Ambro. So Ambro, unfortunately, looks like he's pushed too hard a little bit and spun himself out a little bit. You see it's very close here. It's how close this is going to be. And wide there, but he's managed to keep the drive. But you can see Andreas was thinking about taking the inside then. A little better off it. And just a couple of laps earlier, Andreas pushed a bit too hard and went wide there. And there's a spinner. I'm not too sure who that car is actually. Looking at it, it's car 66. And that was the leader, Shane Pollitt, has spun out. So the front has changed. We've now got Derek Bird, Neil Bywater and Carlo Van Brabant, and this is now the battle for 6th place. So a big change up at the front there, with Shane Pollitt spinning out a little bit. He's now down in 10th place. He's got a lot of battling to do to get himself back to where he was. I'm going to switch to Andreas and go to the dash cam. See, there's still that chain of cars in front. There's a gap of 5 seconds from Neil to Carlo. I don't think there's immediate threat from the guys up at the front with this group of people. But this is still a nice little bunch of cars racing here as they go down Pilgrim's Drop and into Hawthorne Bend. Into Derek Minter Mini Straight. Down to the Westfield Bend. Down to the Dingledell. And to the Dingledell corner. Quite a difficult one if you get it wrong, because you will run wide. And then we're into Stirling's. And where we started, the Clearways. Okay, that's where we started the race off. So I'm not doing a full lap tour, just a couple of corners as the race unfolds. Just to give yourselves an idea where we're up to. This group does seem to have settled a little bit now. I'm just looking around to see where else we've got a bit of action. I see there Andreas is trying different things. He's trying to get a good drive out, slow driving, good drive out. Doesn't seem to be anybody battling per se. Although Carlo has caught up Neil by the looks of it. Is there going to be a pass there up at the front? Is that a possible pass? Move forward a car. Yeah, Terry Trowbridge has managed to take Jonathan. It looks like Jonathan's had a bit of difficulty there. And he's lost 3 places. If he can keep the Andreas at bay, which it looks like Andreas is going to take. Thought he was going to go up the inside then, and they were going to come together, but respect to both of them. Good driving that. The battle is definitely with these. They must be equally balanced in relation to the driving skills and the way they've got the car set up. Because one mistake and they're all past. And, you know, it's like a rewind and restart sort of thing. And you can see we've got Vitala joining the party there. He's just gone a bit wide, Vitala. Lost a bit of ground there on Jonathan. See Terry still putting pressure on, and Andreas is currently in 6th place. The gap is Derek at the front has got a gap of nearly 7 seconds between him and Neil. Neil's got a gap of nearly 4 seconds between him and Carlo is nearly 4 seconds ahead of this lot. It's just starting to stretch out a little bit. Car 32 is going slow. That is Manuel Souza. He's just coming into the Cooper Straight. So he's got himself going again, so he's not caused too much of damage. And touch wood, the number of incidents is really minor at the moment. There's been some great clean driving. Really nice to see. Vitala's definitely got the bit between his teeth as well, even though he made that mistake. He's right back on the group of these as well, keeping the pressure on. Just trying to work out who the numbers are there. 7. We've got Thierry and Willie. I'm just going to jump back to that one. We've got Thierry and Willie. So Thierry's coming up behind Willie. So Willie's currently running in 17th place, which is a fantastic place to be. He's got the car running really well. He's just started adapting to his new pedals and his setup. And his race last night was excellent, I think it's fair to say. And I think he's really enjoying it now. He's still learning. You know, he says he admits himself he's a slow driver. At the end of the day, you only get faster through practice. And I think now he's got the pedals sorted. He's really found literally another gear. And you can see here he's keeping Thierry at bay. There's been another spinner. Car number 1, which is Mike Dearlove. He's got himself going again. He's currently just up to Sterling's. So it looks like he's overdone it, overshot it. Was going slow, but has got it going again. But still, very few incidents. As I said, this is where the action is. There's been no changes up at the front in the top 7 positions. The gaps are still close, but it doesn't look like anyone's overtaken at the moment. We'll just spend a bit of time on this one. You can see the different angles people take. Some go in at a straight angle and some take the bend and try and get the power down through the bend. It's really down to how you feel the balance of the car. See, Willie's doing a great job here. You can see Willie's quite keen to brake early, and that's one of the things when you switch pedals I noticed. You remember how you used to brake, so you brake early, and it's such a difficult thing to to adjust, is to give yourself confidence in your own ability, in the car's ability to stop. It's almost you've got to try and crash to get used to your new pedals. I went from normal pedals to load cell, and it took me weeks to adjust, just to realise the fact that I can press the brakes later. I don't have to press them early and slow the car down. The harder you press, the better it'll stop. And it's such a bizarre thing to get used to. I mean, the benefit of the load cells, the gradual depress, whereas normal pedals, you just press it and it's basically on or off. I know it's not strictly true, but there's no concept of pressure, unless you put the little rubber pin behind it. I think Willie's just started getting used to that, and he's having a great run here. Absolute great run. Positions up at the front are still the same. Shane's managed to get himself into 9th, and he's catching that group up again now. We've had another spinner, car 16. That's Naritis. You can see there, that looks like they're passing, not too sure who they've just passed there, car 16. That was Naritis actually, so they've just passed the spinner. And he's now getting on the back of this. Willie's yielded. He's I think he's still at that point where he knows he's possibly not as quick as other cars. He does tend to give in a little bit. We've got quite a bit of a chain coming up here now, and we've got who was that car? Oh, there's a bit of bedlam going on there. Right, that was car 7. So that's Thierry. There's a few little cars there, I think. Can't work out who the cars are there, but I think... No, that wasn't one of them. And that wasn't one of them. I can't really find out which car it was from the the layout. It possibly was a back marker, that. But that's one of the first incidents we've had for a good chunk of the race. Number 71 spun, which is Jonathan Wood. He's gone off. He's managed to not hit the barrier. He's now starting to lose a few places. And I'm just trying to work out who that is who's just passed him. I think that was Jeremy who's just passed him. Yeah, Jeremy's just passed him, and Ambro is catching him up now, and that looks like Terry Trowbridge has gone off. Yeah, so it's all happening up at the front. Yeah, Nikos, I was talking about the load cells there, and that's one thing I seem to have got better at, is the trail braking side of things. You feel like you can hold it better now into the corners, rather than obviously just on and off, so it does make a big difference. 16 looks like they're going into the pits. Who's 16? That's Naritis. So I think Naritis is, going to the pits, and there's been another car off there, and it looks like there's been an incident. So let's car 7. It's Thierry again, and let's go back and see what that was all about. Okay, so trying to work out who that is who's hit him, to be honest. I've got a feeling. Oh, don't come across there. No, I've got a feeling. I can't work out who it is from the colours. Ah, Wyman. Mark Wyman, I think it is. There's been a couple of collisions there. I'll keep the stewards busy in the morning. A few collisions that are happening. Obviously, as a result of Jonathan slipping down a little bit, it's been a bit of a change up at the front. And we've got Derek, Neil, Carlo, Terry, and now Andreas. It's starting to split up a little bit, but Neil's putting a bit of pressure on Derek. And obviously you can see it looks like there's a few back markers in front, perhaps. So I think Neil's going to be taking some of these back markers in a second. I'm just trying to work out who them back markers are. I can't really see who they are. Oof. That's Willie, isn't it? So I think it's Mike Dearlove next. I know he's managed to get past Willie again. I missed what happened there. I was looking at the timing screens. So the gap up at the front still isn't. So is that that's Tris Simpson. We've got Neil Bywater. We've now got Neil Bywater. Looks like he's catching the rear gone Simpson. Obviously raced with Tris before in a Assetto Corsa Competizione and a Assetto Corsa. And the name of our racing group is TRG, which stands for the rear's gone. And I think we got it from Tris. Putting a bit too much into a corner and obviously losing the rear. If you ever wonder why I call it TRG Racing, it's because it's the rear's gone. Bit of fun with a name there. Triss is managing to hold him at bay here. So Triss's last lap time was a 1:31. Neil's last lap time was a 1:30, so he's definitely catching him. So I don't think it's going to be long. I'm just trying to work out where else the battles are. We've had another slow car. I can't see the number, and that's number 16, which is a Naritis again. So Naritis seems to be enjoying the grass cutting rather than the track. I'm just going to jump forward to Terry, because it looks like Terry and these three are still at it. In fact, no, so this is Terry and Jonathan, who both spun out and hit the grass, and in front of them is Jeremy. This is the battle for night at the moment. I'm just going to jump to Jonathan, who's the middle of the three, and that'll keep all three on the screen. Okay, and what I'll do is, in fact, I'll jump to Jeremy and we'll go to his rear card and we'll see what's going on from in front. You can see the damage there on Jonathan's car. He's definitely hit something. Definitely got a good drive. You can see Terry Trowbridge there, just moving out, showing that he's there to Jonathan a little bit. Good brakes there. Thought he was going to just send him a spin in. Hi Stefan, hope you're okay. Welcome to the stream. Oh, good overtake there. That was a very good overtake. So that was... he's managed to pass in there. So that was Jonathan taking Jeremy. And we've got Terry potentially doing the same in a second. Jeremy's in a great position. Jeremy's in a great position, 9th. He's been doing well really recently as well. He's been finishing quite a few races up in the top 10 or around that area. Getting a bit jealous because I want to do top 10s and I'm not managing it. Oh, last night. Oh, that looks like it's a very damaged. Oh, there's cars all over the place here. No contact. There's the contact. And that was with, I'm trying to work out who that is now. So, was that Andreas? So Andreas has gone off. He looks like he's having steering difficulty. I think he might be having difficulty with his car here. What's his car look like from outside? Yeah. I think he's definitely got problems there, hasn't he? Yeah, you can see it's pulling to the right. I think he's pitting here. That's a shame that he's been putting so much pressure on the guys in front and he's put himself into the pits. That's very unlucky, that, Andreas, but there's you know, if somebody loses, there's always going to be someone who gains. And we've now got Jeremy in 7th, Jonathan in 8th, Terry's now in 9th, and PJ Vitala's in 10th. Shane Pollitt has made itself back up to 5th. So that incident has been recorded, the two cars contacting each other, but obviously that was just the pair of them going through a bend. And that bend really, the Sterling's bend's not really one where you want to be side by side. There's only going to be one winner. Jonathan's going to take Jeremy here, and he's managed to do it very, very cleanly. Or maybe not. That was close. Oh, Jeremy's gone off. He's decided he wants to take his bucket and spade with him. But he hasn't spun out, so that's always a good thing if you don't spin out. You keep yourself in with a shout if you can keep the car going, as you can see there. Jeremy has. He has lost a couple of places there. I think he's in 9th now from where he was. May have actually just jumped down. No, he's in 10th, I think he's going to be. See, Terry's got a bit of a run on Jonathan here. And PJ sitting at the back waiting. We've had another car out, 32. That's Manuel Souza again. He's just getting himself going. He looks like he's spun at Dingledell corner. There's a nice spacing now on, amongst the cars. We have lost a car. We started with 24, I think, or we've now got 23. And it looks like car 30's just spun, which is Andreas again. It looks like Andreas is having a bit of a nightmare now after what appeared was a pit stop. Got himself going again, but his tyres are going to be cold because the GT4, sorry, the Porsches do have blankets, but temperatures are very cold when they come out. It does take a good lap to get the fronts anywhere to temperature. Now, this is the only area on track where there does seem to be a bit of action. 32. Just trying to work out who 32 is. 32 is Manuel Souza. Who just looks like him and who's 16? Naritis. Gap pulled out there now. So this is the closest battle on track at the moment. A bit of a quick rundown. We've still got Derek Bird in first. Then we've got Neil Bywater, Carlo Van Brabant, Terry Howard, Shane Pollitt, Steve Justice, Jonathan Wood, Terry Trowbridge, PJ Vitala, Jeremy, Andrew Ambro, Merce Parnov, Bruce Hopkins, Uwe Thollen, Mike Dearlove, Tris Simpson, Willie Owens, Andreas Peterson, Terry Ars, P. Miles, Manuel Souza, Mark Wyman, Anis Naritis, and Giovanni Nafosi, who's leading up at the back. So there's you know, still a lot of people on track. But I've got a feeling there's going to be some back markers coming into play soon. Although they have been yielding really well in the last few races. Bit of a battle there with car 60. Bruce Hopkins. Let me just jump to that. He's got a Merce, I think it's, oh no, it's Uwe coming up to him. You can see there, I don't know whether it looked like he was going to cut him off there. I wonder if there's going to be a bit of a pass here. There's no other close encounters on track at the moment apart from where we were before. It just gives some other races a bit of airtime. Quite fortunate where he goes wide there, because actually still a bit of track underneath the grass. But you can put the power down. If you don't go too far onto it, you'll make it through. Going a bit wide and you will lose traction and potentially spin out. I'll be careful what I'm saying about cars spinning out, because when I did the Group 2 race on Saturday, I think I mentioned about a car spinning out on a bend and then someone obliged and did it for me. Perfect timing, I must say. Nothing like commentator's curse. Right, there's been a bit of a bump with car 97, but it's not telling me who the bump is with. 97 is Terry Trowbridge. It's implying by himself, perhaps. I wonder if he's just nudged a barrier or something. He's still behind Jonathan, but PJ's very, very close to him. I'm going to jump back to them because I think these are holding each other at bay here. Jeremy's still in play here. Jeremy's still in 10th, but he's in play. I think this is where the action's going to happen. Let's jump in with PJ. Let's go on board. See what sort of drive he's getting. I've got 16's going slow. That's Naritis. I'm not going to say again. Right, just jump into Carlo Van Brabant as he's getting close to somebody. Oh, that's gone. Someone's gone off to. That's one way of letting you past. Oh, that's a big off. That's Bywater. I'm just going to go back to that one. That was Bywater. Something went on there. I'm hoping it's going to show the replay. You can see Bywater's getting a really good run here. Yeah, so... And he's gone wide. Commentator's curse. He went too far. Oh, that's a proper spin, that. And you can see that looks like Carlo's struggling as well. And he's got himself back going again. Don't know if we've got anyone going to the pits now. That was definitely unfortunate, and it's exactly the place I said, if your tyres go a little bit too far you'll spin out. So unfortunately, yes, it's the commentator's curse strikes again. I'm going to have to keep his mouth shut in future, aren't I? So these two, this is Terry, who's back into third, taking on Carlo. I think Derek's way out in front here a little bit. I'm just trying to find out where Derek is. Yeah, Derek's coming up to the Hawthorne Bend, so he's the end of this straight. There's definitely something going on here. I've got a feeling there might be a bit of a bonsai move coming up in a minute. Up the inside. Still a bit of action midfield as well. We're looking at... trying to work out who they are. 15. Andrew. So it's still the same bunch of people racing midfield. Look at that. A right gaggle of cars, if there's ever such a thing. Jeremy's still in 10th. He's being hotly pursued by Ambro. I presume that's Willie. Ambrose just took Willie as well. There's a lot going on here still with this group of cars. Looks like Willie got a bit sideways there. Kept it on track. And he is in 17th. So again, his consistency just gone off there now. Just hit the sand a little bit. He's back going again. So how's you see Jeremy still giving Vitala a bit of pressure, and you can see Terry is getting pressured from Vitala as well. So car 69's gone off, put back on again, which was Merce. He's getting himself going. He's going slow though. He's back up to speed again now. Still getting good drive. 268 again. We've still got see, there's still a bit of pressure going on here. Looks like they're catching up back markers here. I'm not sure who that is. I think that might be Nefosi. If that's Mike Dealove, that is in front. Mike Dealove's running 15th, so the back markers are already up to 15th. There has been a few off, so that's understandable, I suppose. And he's now getting the blue flags, so he'll probably yield to the left here. Let them go down the outside. Yeah. We've still got Terry and Carlo going hammer and tongs here. The other battle is again amongst the group that are just coming onto the Brabham Straight. Vitala's watching Terry and Jonathan battle it out here, so as I said, anything could happen. Quite a good battle this. They're all keeping themselves within a second. It only takes one to make a mistake, and I can see the rest of the cars passing them. You could lose quite a few places here quite easily. So this is the battle for 7th place at the moment. See, the Vitala went a little bit wide, but he managed to pull it back on. Trowbridge hit the curb there. There's a nasty bit of a bump there on that curb as well. If you get it wrong, it will unsettle the car. Tris Simpson's just gone off. He's just getting back up to speed again as he hits Sterling, so he's gone a bit wide at the Dingledell corner. He is running again. He's currently in 16th position, just in front of Willie Owens. And there's been a pass at the back, is that? Or is that... I'm just trying to work out whether there's a pass then. 2 cars passed, and I think it was Jeremy just taking Ambro again, if I'm being honest. There's another off. Car 32. That's Souza. He's gone off. It looks like just after Druids. Got himself going again. He's sticking off the track because he's realised all these cars are coming down. There he is, coming back on. Oh, that was unfortunate. That's opened up the door for Terry, that. And Terry's now managed to get past Jonathan. But again, still these 4 cars. Oh, Terry got past Vitala. My apologies. It was Vitala he managed to get past. White flags are being thrown in front. That was car 20. That's Simpson off again in exactly the same bend as before. So it looks like Triss is having problems with the Dingledell corner there. Probably losing the rear. The rear's gone. Oh, we've had a wide car. That's Vitala's gone very wide. And oh dear. That's... I don't know how much he caught. Ambro then. Ambro's kept going. Bit of a nudge there as well. Yeah, it looked like it looked like he clipped him, but he's kept it going, which is fair dues to him there. Yeah, he got nudged, Terry. So he got nudged then by a back marker. And this is one of the things I spotted on the incident log. The net code has picked the knock up, but it hasn't realised who's knocked him. So it was Naritis who nudged him then, but it hasn't picked up as Naritis as being involved in that. It's just picked up Trowbridge. So I think the net code sometimes isn't recording everything or picking it all up. Okay, we've got 4 minutes to go. Still got Derek in first place, Carlo behind him, then Terry, Neil Bywater, Shane Pollitt hasn't progressed more than 5th after leading the race. We got Steve Justice, Jonathan Wood, Terry Trowbridge, Jeremy's now in 9th, and Andrew Ambrose in 10th, and Vitala is now in 11th after he's off. So Vitala's behind this group here. Okay, there goes Ambro. So you can see his car's pretty battered. And they've got a Vitala right up at the back of it all. So he's quite a way back now, so he's lost a lot of time from that initial group. So car 15, looks like there's a bit of action with car 15, if that's what I was seeing. So car 15, it's the good same old bunch in front. Car 18, Andreas. Andreas is catching Willie up. Andreas is back to 18th, but this is for position. So obviously earlier on Andreas had a big off and it looked like he'd damaged his car. His car's looking pristine, so he's probably had a full 2 minutes in the pits to get it sorted. I see Willie's just gone a bit sideways there, but managed to keep it. And Andreas is really pushing that that Porsche around the corner. The Mercedes, the same colour as he's got the same colour scheme for every single car he has. Obviously he's in the Porsche, gets the Porsche Cup. I think Willie will probably let him go here, knowing Willie. Oof. Willie kept it there. I was going to say, did he keep it? Yes, he's just kept it. Looked like he had a tank slapper there, but managed to keep it together. Okay, so let's as the race comes to an end. 87. Is there an 87? Am I misreading? 71. These two are still at it. Car 16's gone off, and that's Naritis again. If there's an award for not staying on track, I think Naritis is going to win it. He's been off quite a number of times. There's definitely a bit of action going on here. Has he got him? Is he going to... Thought he was going to go for the dive then. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. I will switch to the leader towards the end. Car 16's off again. I don't need to tell you who that is. Hands up if you want to vote for Naritis. He's gone off again, and he's off at the Pilgrim's Rise. That looks like he's gone too wide, and looks like he's stuck in the sand. I know he's moving again now, but really struggling getting it back on track. Thought he was going to collide then with Terry Howard. We're going to pass him now. Oh, 16's still off the track, sorry. He's struggling. He's trying to come back on again. Very slow. He's been passed cleanly. These guys are going to catch him in a minute. I think they'll have lapped him 3 times at this point. Can't split these. Right. Going to jump forward. This is our current leader. Eric Bird. I think he's going to have to do another lap. He's way ahead of the car in front. Car 763 spun out. That's Mark Wyman along Cooper Straight. He's got himself going again. Looks like he's not took anybody with him, which is a good one. Carlo Van Brabant's just done his fastest lap. So he's really got the foot down, 129. Drives very, very calmly. You can tell there he doesn't seem to be over stressing the car or anything. It all just seems to glide round the corner for him. Bit of scraping of the tyres there, but the car's going exactly where he wants it to go. He doesn't seem to be putting too much pressure on it. Car 56 has had a problem on the straight. That's Steve Justice. He's pitted. He must have hit the barriers. He's put himself into the pits. So Steve Justice is now going to be losing places. He's going to go down the grid. And Naritis is back in the pits as well. Bad looks of it. Trying to work out, looks like Naritis might have quit actually. All 23 says are still running. But I can only see one car in the pit. And that was the winner. Big congratulations there to Mr. Bird. Mr. Van Brabant wasn't too far behind. Terry Howard's coming in a nice third place there. A lot of battling going on in the field for them drivers. And then we've got Neil Bywater. Again, had a bit of a big spin, but managed to keep it together. And he's had a good finish there. And Shane Pollitt, who was leading, has managed to finish just behind him, which again, considering where he was fantastic. Bit of a gap now between them and Terry. Terry's the next car to finish in a fantastic 6th place. Again, if you consider these guys have been off a few times and had a few comings together or had to avoid other cars, it's like, again, it's very respectable to finish where they finished. Some good points gathered there. And Jonathan Woods just finished behind him as well. Andrew Ambrose managed to take Jeremy. So Jeremy's managed to finish in 9th, and that was fantastic. So that's the end of the race. All cars gathering together. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you had a bit of fun watching it. I had a bit of fun doing it, so I will be doing it again on Saturday for the Group 2 race. Take care and enjoy your evening. Bye.